Hello, today I'm going to talk about socio-emotional learning. That is a process through not only children but also adults can learn how to manage, how to control their emotions, and how to express them. First of all, the importance of socio-emotional learning in schools. It's important to teach about this because only in this way children can achieve social awareness, that is to be aware, to be conscious about others' feelings, others' perspectives, to learn that they can hurt others but also that they can help them. Self-awareness also, because they can know how they feel, they can have the ability to recognize their emotions, how to express them through self-regulation, because they have to make themselves clear. And finally, social skills, because in this stage of life, children starts to making groups and to work with others, and they experience a sense of belonging. So in order to fit in a group, in order to fit with others, they can learn communication or collaboration and cooperation, managing conflicts, and how to work on groups, in groups. And that's why it's so important to know about social emotional learning. Also, teachers need to know that children can stress, that we can help them, because we have to understand that there's a link between the body and the mind, that if the mind is affected, then the body will be affected too, and this can affect the learning process of the children. If the brain suffers stress, they will not learn at all. It will be lost of time, because we need to understand that children can feel anxiety, depression, and stress, and that we can help them by taking a little break when we are studying, that we can make breathing exercise to help them, or stay calm just a few minutes to be conscious about where they are in the now, here and now. And why this is not considered in Chilean education, I believe that this is because our education is based on a traditional education. That means that the authority is the teacher, and the children do not participate in their own learning process, that they only have to listen and be quiet. And another point is the role and expectations that society have about them, because they need that the children will be able to participate in society when they grow up, that they get a job, good marks. They put pressure on children, and that's why children feel guilty or disappointed if they don't achieve a good mark, or if they don't fit in schools. But also the role is really important, the gender role, because we tell children, for example boys, that they cannot cry, that they cannot feel, because they are boys. They have to be strong, they have to talk, they have to express themselves, but without being sensitive and emotional. And in the other way, in the other part, we tell girls that they have to be girly, they have to stay quiet, they have to listen, they will not be strong because they are girls. and that's why they grow up believing these types of gender stereotypes. The unrealistic educational laws is also a problem because the Minister of Education only consider private schools, and they believe that every school, all the schools, have money to have a good education, and that's not true. They think about our schools in a superficial way. They think that the class is a teacher and 20 students, but the reality is that they are 45 students. They feel they are really energetic, they love to move. So these types of superficial laws are not really useful for our type of education. And finally, the types of intelligence that we teach in schools, because they only consider one, that is math, and that's not fair because there exist 7 types of intelligence: artistic, emotional, interpersonal. There are 7 types of intelligence, and we only teach one, and we don't let students to know that we have more types of intelligence. That's why if they don't fit in what the school is asking them for, they will feel really depressive, and they will try to escape from their reality through the use of drugs or alcohol. My personal reflection about this is that we need to help children to express their feelings by developing their emotional vocabulary. Maybe in schools we can achieve this through emotional where cards where children can recognize how they feel, and they can take these emotional cards and exchange them with other partners or classmates. Also questions to be self-aware, like, why do you think today is a good day? Or did you say the last time, when was the last time that you feel sad, that you felt guilty? And they can learn how to recognize those types of emotions, to be conscious about them. Also leave taboos aside, because we need to stop telling the children that they don't have an opinion, that they can feel because they are children, that they cannot suffer stress or depression. That's it's not real. We are humans, not robots. And also the biggest problem is the culture of failure that we live in a culture of failure, which is why people do not innovate or risk proposing new ideas or solutions, because we we are afraid of failure. We don't want to fail, and that's what we as teachers, students, and human beings must understand, is that failure is really an experience, a path we need to reach. We need in order to reach learning. It's not something bad. It's just part of the learning process, and there's nothing bad with it. And now, in relation with the strike that we have in the university, where the main problem is that students nowadays feel really stressed and feel a lot of pressure with the academic homework. In order to help students to overcome these negative emotions, if they don't know how to ask for help or they need help and they don't know where to find it, we can we I want to propose a community library or bookshelf with self-help or reflective books, like The Knight in the Rusty Armor, that teach you teach you about self-knowledge, overcoming obstacles, and spiritual transformation. And also the Le Petit Prince that help you to learn about problem solving, perspectives, and reflection. These types of books, these types of books are a really useful way to let students know that they can search for help, that they can give their brains a little break, and maybe they can feel connected with this type of books. So I think that this will be a really good change, a really good help, and they can put new books in the bookshelf, or they can take the books with them to read them at home. And this will provide a good social emotional learning, because not only when we are children we need this, also when we are adults we have to make ourselves clear and to express ourselves, and that's what the stride solve. Thank you.